Hey, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be playing in some more new makeup. I've got a couple things from BoxyCharm, I've got an e.l.f. primer, and then we're going to revisit some of the things that I did in my last new video, which I will try and link somewhere in here. But yeah, I wanted to just kind of play around in some new makeup, kind of see how things work on my oily skin. We're gonna go ahead and get into the video, but first, if you like these kind of videos, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Leave me a comment, let me know how you're feeling about these things, and if there's any of the stuff that you will be picking up. So first I have this e.l.f. This is the Power Grip Matte Primer, drugstore, e.l.f. Everybody loves e.l.f. How many times can I say that in a row? And this one's supposed to be a grippy primer, but matte. It is more of a clear, oh, there we go. More of a clear, and I'm definitely going to put this on where I am more oily. It does have a little bit of that grip to it. I did let that go ahead and set for a few moments, and it does give that tacky feel. I'm not going to do the tacky test. I think that that test is a little bit ridiculous, but I do feel like there is a bit of that tackiness. Also, I do look more matte in this area, which is where I put it. I didn't put it all over my face, even though I probably should have, but it's perfectly fine. Going in with the P. Louise dupe. This is from AOA Studios. I did use this the last time and I really enjoyed it, and so I am going to go ahead and use this again on my eyes. I feel like a little bit does go a long way. And it does have more of like that tan beige color, even though it looks white on the camera. And I think that that is helpful in regards to the brightening of the colors that we're going to try today, because we are going to try a AOA Studios eyeshadow palette and see how that goes on my hooded eyes. I went ahead and filled out the latter part of my brows because I want to try this AOA micro brow pen. This is one of those ones that have like the 3 little strokes on the brush, and so I'm hoping that this isn't too dark. It gives like that stroke effect. So I'm gonna see how this works. Let me grab the right mirror. That's actually not too bad. I think it's a good color for my brows. I think with this pen that it is a little bit more dry, so it does take a little bit longer to get the strokes on there. However, with it being a little bit more dry, you have more control over how it goes on, because my main concern was that it was going to go on and it was going to look like a Sharpie brow, and I don't really have time for any of that. So I think it's kind of a good mix a little bit, and I don't believe it was more than $2 or $3. So I know that there are some drugstore items that are also available, but I don't know that I mind that one that much. I'm going to definitely continue to use it and kind of see how I feel about it after a few uses, but as a first impression, I don't really mind it that much. This little palette right here I got from AOA Studios. I shop Miss A. It is also under $5. I did swatch a couple of the colors and they don't look half bad. They look a little bit less expensive in the pan, but they actually don't swatch horribly. So I'm kind of on the fence in regards to trying this, but we're going to give it a shot and see what happens. I'm going to go in with this color here and run that through the crease and kind of see how that shows up. It's pretty close to my skin color, and so it does make it a good transition color, and you can see that. At least I can see it in person. Yeah, that's super close to my skin tone, so I can see it a little bit in person, but it's not really coming off on the camera too much. If you're around my skin color, just something to kind of be aware of, but because it is so close to my skin tone, it does make a good transition color. So I'm really okay with that part. I am going to go in with a little bit of a deeper shade. I think we're going to go in with this one right here, and we're going to put that right below it. That one does show up, it looks like, but it is a softer color, so also we're gonna have to go in it a couple of times to kind of get that payoff that we're looking for with it. Going back in with the first color because we definitely don't want to lose that, and we want it to blend in. Of course, when I'm filming, they want to do yard work, so I'm really sorry about that in the background because I know how annoying it can get, but I film in natural light and there's not going to be a better time to film. I'm going to go ahead and go in with this deep purple color, and I'm going to put that in the outer section. Oh, I really like that. Yeah, that's a super cute color. I like how that is coming out. I probably could have used a smaller brush, but here we are. I feel like that purple took more building up on this eye than it did on this eye. I'm not exactly sure why, but that's kind of just like how I'm feeling. I am going to take a big brush and kind of just blend all of it together because I'm really not a fan of harsh lines. In this palette, it does have a couple of shimmers right here. I am trying to debate if I want to put on a shimmer or if I want to do this kind of like white one here and do all matte, which is what I'm leaning towards. So let me find the right brush to do that. I think it's a little bit whiter than I am going for. I'm going to do the other eye, but I think I'm going to go in with a different color in the palette because that is just, it's too stark in comparison to what else I've got going on here. There is a little bit more of like a peachy tone, a peachy pink. So let's put that over it. Oh, that's not coming off very well at all. These two right here are definitely not good ones in this palette. The white one is like too white, so I'm not exactly sure who that would really work out for. The peach one, peachy pink one here, was really chunky trying to go on the eye, so those two definitely are not ones that I would recommend out of this palette. The other ones that I've tried, they're not horrible, but overall the palette is very inexpensive, so it's kind of performing inexpensive. $5 or not, this really isn't one that I could see myself reaching for again. I like the deep purple in it, but I also have deep purple in other palettes that I can use that would give more pigment. I'm really not liking how this intersection is looking, so I'm going to find a neutral palette. Before I do that, let me try this one right here, which is also the one that's kind of in the crease, and see how I like that one. The peach one kind of brought it together a little bit more. I'm not a huge fan of how it looks, but I can navigate around it. But I know overall that this probably is not a palette that I see myself picking up. I'll continue to try it and give you guys an update on it, but as a first impression, I'm really not impressed with it. I quickly mixed up a foundation, and then I'm going to go in with some concealer. While the concealer is setting for a hot second, we're going to try the Juvia's Place bronzer, their cream bronzer. Let me see if I can find, let's try it with this brush here. I've not tried this one, and I know it's been out for a while, but I thought, you know what, why not? It does have that red undertone in it, which is, you know, what bronzers are known for, but it also appears to be blending out really well. This almost performs like some of the high-end bronzers that I've used. Yeah, this is nice. That blended out really, really nice. I enjoyed that. For blush, I'm going to go in with the LYS. I've used this before, but I definitely wanted to use it today because I feel like it goes with this look really well. So let me put that on. I feel like I just did a purple look not too long ago. So this just must be the color of the season for me, this purple, because it just keeps popping up. But it looks so good on me, so why not? I'm using the Sephora Micro Smooth powder to set the bronzer and the blush. That way it just brings everything together. I've used this a few times, and I do like how it does kind of just create that seamless filter look on my skin. but without overdoing it. You know, everybody wants like this filter skin, and skin has texture. At least mine does. So I don't mind that too much. I'm perfectly fine with having a little bit of texture come through, but I do like how it blends everything together and removes some of those harsh lines. Version eyeliner, went ahead and went in with that. And then I'm going to use this Revolution Wrap Lash. I have really been enjoying this mascara. I have tried it, used it a few times since my last video, and I just really, really enjoy it. It's such a great drugstore tubing mascara. I made a bit of a mess with it today, especially on this eye. It's super red. I don't understand what's going on. I know that my fall allergies are quite bad, but goodness gracious, like, I woke up this morning and it was just like red, and I'm like, I don't understand. I have no idea why. I'm gonna use the Makeup by Mario lip liner. I think that should be good today. I went in with a softer lip today using the Mario lip liner, and then the Huda Beauty, I almost said KVD, the Huda Beauty Liquid Matte. This is in the shade Queen of Sheba, and I think that looks really nice with the eye look. I'm also going to go on top of it with, I was going to say a clear gloss, but now I'm wondering if I should do the butter gloss. No, I think I'm going to do the clear gloss. However, I am going to use a Q-tip because I hate when clear glosses get all gross. Oh my gosh, it drives me up the wall. I know it's matte season, but I still like to put a little bit of moisture on my lips. So that's what I've done there. I did clean up the mascara. I forgot to put on bronzer for my nose. So I am going to use the Mented bronzer to go in really quick with, to put on my nose. I was thinking about putting on falsies, but I think I'm not going to do that today, especially with my red eye situation that I've got going on here. So I'm going to go ahead and set my face. So this is what the face is looking like after trying all those products. I will say that the primer, everything blended out on top of it really well, even though it did have a tacky feel. I have no complaints about that whatsoever. So really excited to keep using that. Everything else was fine. I would say that the worst thing that I tried was the eyeshadow. It just is not worth even the $5. So again, I may try it again, and you know, just to give you a final look, but as a first impression, I'm really just like not impressed. Everything else though, again, looks just really, really good. So let me know how you feel about everything in this video. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you have not already. I love you guys, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.